Hey everybody, you have seen me put LED lights into the vehicles before. You know, every time we do this, it is quite enjoyable because it adds a lot of character to the vehicle. Well, the last time we did this, we put the LED streamers into the roof of the Model Y. And I gotta tell you, that was exciting. I really love them and they look fantastic. I highly recommend those things. And in fact, I love them so much, I said, hey, I want them in my Cybertruck. But I couldn't find them because nobody sold them for the Cybertruck. So we did the next best thing. We took the ones from the Model Y and, well, we just made them work in the Cybertruck. And that's what we did. And so now we have LED streamers in the roof of the Cybertruck. And I got to tell you, these things are great because they not only light up the roof of the Cybertruck, we have done a few other videos before, specifically the ones where we put LED lights on the dashboard of the Cybertruck and when we installed the blind spot detection system, which lets you change the ambient lighting on the dash as well. Those two lights combined on the dash actually creates an incredible effect, and you couple that with the lights that are now on the ceiling, and I got to tell you folks, it looks great. And it pairs well with the OEM lights, especially if you have, you know, what they call it, a Rave Cave going. This place is wonderful. So I highly recommend these. We're gonna show you how to install these into your Cybertruck. So yeah, you can go ahead and order the Model Y LED streamers. There's gonna be a link below as to how to get those. Hopefully the vendors pick up on it and they can start actually making it specifically for the Cybertruck. I really look forward to this one. If you look in the description below, you can see how you can get some great discounts on all of these products. Like and subscribe. We'll see you back in just a moment. Hey everybody, and welcome back. So we have the Cybertruck here and we have the LED streamer from the Model Y. And we're gonna get this thing in here in just one moment. But the first thing we need to do, we need to take our weather stripping down first. And then most importantly, we gotta make a little bit of room in the black headliner that's in the top of the Cybertruck. Once we do that, we'll be able to go ahead and start sticking everything up and start running our wires. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is to take down your liner for the door here. So you open up the door, and what you want to do, you just gotta kind of pull down firmly here, and you're gonna see this come down, just like so. You're gonna want to take it all the way down until we can get to about glove compartment height, because that's where we're eventually gonna wind up going. So we want to be able to access this area right here. And I'll show you how to get into that later. But for now, that's what you want to do. The next thing you want to do is to start taking down part of your headliner. It's held in with 19 pins, so you want to be careful. Be sure to use a trim tool, because the last thing I want you to do is to mess up your headliner by trying to get your fingers in there and pry. It's a really tight fit. Don't try to use a butter knife. You might crack your window. I'll put a link in the description below as to how you can get a set of these trim tools. Go ahead and follow it to my Amazon store. They're really cheap. They're only like $15. It's worth it to save your headliner and to properly remove the headliner from the Cybertruck without damaging it. So you get the trim tool in there, pry it down. You don't have to take it all the way down. Be careful, there are some wires in there for the lights and everything else. So you don't take it all the way down. You just take part of it down, and we just need enough room to get our fishing tool and to run the wires on the inside of the vehicle. So let's get started. Okay, so we want to go ahead and we stick our trim tool in here. I've already loosened this up a little bit, and it's gonna just start popping down. And we want to pop it all down, all the way across. You can hear the headliner just popping off. That's all you need to do, just primarily on the right side, because that's where we're going to do the bulk of our work at. Now, the next thing we need to do is get our fishing tool and fish it so that we can get it through the door. All right, so here you can see where I've put the fishing tool that comes in the kit. I've put it through the headliner here where we made a gap, and it's coming through where we removed our door trim from. And we've got this nice fishing tool that goes just like this. And we're gonna attach our wires to this later on. So I'm just gonna leave this here right now. And now we're gonna attach the LED lighting to the ceiling of the Cybertruck. So I'm gonna put this as far in and as far back as possible. So this LED light is very long compared to the Model Y. I may have to do it this way. where it resides on the inside of the trim. I don't really want to do it that way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There it goes. Oh no. It's actually going. That's where I want it to be. So there's enough room up here to do it. Oh, it's weighing it down. There we go. Alrighty. See, the problem is I just got to figure out where to put the excess LED strip at. There we go. There we go. That's what I needed to do right there. That allows me to get that started right in here. Come on, get in there. There we are. That's it. That's what I needed to do right there. Now, to take the red tape off from this end. Bigger too, one must have. This headliner is very tight, and it's so tight that on the back end here, I actually wound up ripping the red double-sided tape off, and it's staying put because it doesn't even need the glue. It's that tight in there. So I had to use the trim tool, took my time, and I did finally get the thing wedged up in here, but make no mistake, it's a tight fit. But if you do it correctly, it'll look just like this. So you'll have the LED streamer flush mounted right with your headliner here, and it looks really good. It's gonna look great once it's done. So we got it across the front headliner, which I'm gonna run the wires across where we pulled it down at. I'm gonna run the wires across there, and that's where it's gonna meet up with the other LED strip once we get that up. I already know I may have to come at this from the front first before we get started on here on the back. Let's see if we, yeah, it's the same way here. It's just like the other side. It loosens up as it gets to the front, but as you get to the back of the vehicle, this headliner gets extremely tight to the point where you can't hardly fit the LED strip in there. So I'm just gonna put this up here for now. And I was able to make a turn in here, which is something I was not thinking I was gonna be able to do. I'm sure somebody will be able to figure out how to take this headliner down. I'm just not so inclined to do it right now. This one's wedging in a little bit easier. There we go. When you do this, start from back to front, get it in there and wedge it in from back to front. Don't try to go front to back, won't work. So we have a little bit of play up here to work with. The Model Y, this thing just slipped right on in here. It really wasn't that big of a deal. This thing, it's a deal. There we go. That's how I want you. There we go. The strip is pretty rigid, so you got to work with it to get it in here. Yep, this is working out. This will work out. Oh, this is gonna look good when it's done. In case you're wondering what I'm doing with the tool, as I'm taking the tape off, I'm pushing the LED strip up to the glass to seal it. You see I'm getting to the back here where it's so tight, it's probably gonna wind up ripping the red tape again. It's gonna rip. Well, I'm not gonna be too mad about that because, as I said, I just don't want it to go anywhere. I already have the red tape show. So as long as those two things are accomplished, I'm happy. Okay, so here's the wire that I had on the left side of the vehicle, from the LED strip on the left side of the vehicle. And I'm just gonna unravel it here and I'm straightening it out. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna attach it to this trim tool. Remember that trim tool we put through there earlier? Well, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna use it again. We're gonna marry it up here with the wire from the right side, the LED wire, I'm sorry. Marry it up with the LED wire from the right side. And we're gonna let it all go down to the glove compartment. And the way we're gonna do that, we're gonna attach them both to this trim tool. Now, watch this on the Model Y. We learned this last time. We gotta fish these wires through this headliner to come out right here. And we're gonna attach both of these wires. I'm gonna attach both ends. But the way that we're gonna do it, we're gonna attach them one at a time. Well, to be more specific, we're going to attach them in 2 different spots. We're going to attach one right here. I have my electrical tape here, and we're just going to attach this one right here, or PVC tape, whatever you want to use. Then we're going to take our second wire, and we're going to take the end of that, and we're going to attach it a little bit farther down. We don't want to put them together because, it's, quite frankly, the headliner is not thick enough to take both wires at the same time, or both heads at the same time, but it can do it this way. We want to have them just like this, and this is going to allow us to fish right on through. So when I pull the fishing tool, there goes one, and there's the other. And that's all there is to it. So now we can detach our fishing tool. So you set our fishing tool aside, we won't need that. And here we now have both of our wires coming through the headliner. And now these are going to just come down right here through the door by the airbag, and they are going to marry up right down here. If you've ever watched my previous videos on installations in a Cybertruck, you know what this panel is. This panel just pops right on out of here. It's just held in there by clips. And what you're gonna do, and you're gonna get your trim tool, stick that in there. And it's just clips that pops out of there. And it just pops out, just like that. And we're gonna open the glove box here. And you'll see I have my previous LED streamers that's for the dashboard hooked up in here, and we're just gonna follow it right on into the glove box right here. And in fact, we don't even have to do that, because here's what we're gonna do. I take that back. Here we have the controller box for the lights. And if you recognize this QR code, you know it belongs to the Magic Lantern app, and that is the app we're going to use to control the lights. So if you have not already scanned this QR code, please do. You can use the video to do it. So what we're going to do, it comes with a USB connector. In fact, when you get the kit, it actually comes with this connector. This is for the DC plug in the Model Y. We're not going to use that. That won't be applicable here. What it also comes with is a USB connector. And it's this USB connector that we're really interested in. The other thing that you're going to want to get that's not in the kit is a USB hub. And the reason why you want the USB hub, because it's going to plug into your USB port down here. Right now I have a couple of USB drives in there. One of them's for my Sentry, the other one's for the lights. Let me unplug that USB drive there. You'll see where I have a spot to plug in my USB cord. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug in this USB cord here into this USB port. Plug this cord now into the controller box, which goes in there like that. And this is going to reside in the glove box right next to the other stuff. And the cords are going to actually connect to these 2 streamers right here. This is from our LED streamers. One's there, and the other is going to connect like that. That's how they're going to connect. And if we look at our LED streamers, they should be, well, lit up. And you can see now that the LED streamers are lit up. They're lit up blue. So we know they're working and they're in position. Because this is residing in the door, and because I've done this so many times, you're going to tape the connection up so that just in case some water gets into the door, you don't have this potentially short-circuiting out or something of that nature. Tape that one up, and then we get the other one. And that also makes sure that it doesn't rip apart by accident either. And we're going to take our wires and we're just going to hide them in the door sill, right next to all the other wires that I have in there. It's getting crowded in there. And I'm going to use a twist tie to kind of put this together. You guys may decide to do something a little different, or I may decide to do something different later. But for now, I'm just going to twist tie all this stuff together and let it reside in my glove box, just like that. And so that's where it's going to set. We'll go ahead and replace the cover here. You just want to squeeze it. That just pops into place like that. Here's our glove box wiring. We can go ahead and close our glove box. That's closed. And lastly, we can just put our trim back in place. I can't see it from the inside. Oh man, there we go. And just like that, just go ahead and make sure our weather stripping is on the outside here. And folks, just like that, I do believe we are done. So that was a great install. It took us about an hour, hour and a half to get everything in here, only because we're filming it. For you, it'd probably take you a half an hour, 45 minutes. But as I said, that headliner in the back was really, really tight. But we got it in there and it actually works. The only thing that's not in the kit that you're gonna need is a USB hub that goes in your glove compartment. They don't supply that yet. If the vendors happen to produce a Cybertruck specific kit, it'll probably include the USB hub, because without it, you're not gonna be able to have your Sentry. These lights, as I mentioned earlier, pair well with the blind spot detection warning system lights and the LED lights that go on the dashboard, which is also another vendor item. We have a link in the description below. You can go check out the video as to how we install that. I'll put links to that somewhere around here. We'll see where. But you'll be able to see how to install all of these items. Get great discounts if you look in the description on all of these items, at least 20% on every single thing that you see here. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you back again soon. Peace.